In the spirit of horror, which seems to be what my channel is becoming, I want to talk about another horror short. In my last video, I talked about a cartoon horror short called The Kid in the Camera, and in that video, I talked about the implications of horror and how that's more scary sometimes than actually seeing the horror. In this one, there are no implications. There's no subtext to look into, it's just horror at its finest. It's made by David Romero, and it's called Pleasant Inn. It starts with a car driving down a dark and secluded road. A tired woman drives all alone in the night until she passes a person walking down the road in a tattered white dress. She stops thinking about helping this person out, but ultimately she decides not to and continues on to a nearby motel. See, this style of animation is it's very impressive, and I don't see this style very much. It adds to the uneasiness, and the fact that there's no dialogue is perfect, because when the horror scenes happen, you're forced to just really watch instead of listen. It's a creative choice that I love a lot. After getting a key from the manager, she heads to her room, waves to another guest, and settles in for the night. We see the figure our main character passed earlier in the story, and she's reached the motel, and now she's entering the parking lot, and that's where the horror begins. The guest sitting outside sits up, and then this happens. The shot in the dark, followed by the scream, is so well directed, and the guest's body twitching outside as blood splatters all over the door is horrific. You can guess what happens without even really seeing it. The main character then turns on the light, which is the worst possible thing you could do, especially when your windows are wide open. We see the neighbor walk past the window. After looking away for a second, she looks back and sees this. Looks like this creature has figured it out quickly. This being contorts and sheds the human skin, revealing an agile, bug-like creature underneath. It tries to break the glass, so the main character books it out of there. It's horrifying and uncanny how it still has a distorted human face and a monstrous body. I love that she wastes no time in escaping either, as this thing relentlessly stabs at the glass trying to get inside. Then, this absolute hero shows up with a gun, popping off shots, and we see this thing take off at a crazy speed. It darts around the parking lot, hops on the car, and the main character crawls out of the window. I love how the camera work has changed from just being still shots here and there to swinging around in a panic, mirroring the stress of the situation. We see the main character hiding in the dark as she looks towards the parking lot, and the manager's already dead. Rest in peace, brother. At least he tried. She has to make a choice, and so she does. She runs to the car, makes it inside, and starts it up. It immediately comes back, destroying the windshield as she peels out of there. The creature falls off the car as she speeds off into the night, and the creature watches and sinks back into the darkness again. I love that it doesn't chase after the car because, of course, it can't catch up to the car. Instead, it just goes back to the manager's body and takes control of him just like all the others. We see another car driving down the road at night when, all of a sudden, it passes the creature. See this new character stop and do the same thing our last character did, as the creature stops and smiles. So we know that the whole cycle is going to repeat again. I love everything about this short. I love the animation and the art style. I love the mystery of what this creature is. The design is so specific in mimicking a bug design, which I find simple but effective. The way it seems to put its entire body into whoever person it takes control of and shed the skin like a shell is horrifying. It's like a terrifying version of a hermit crab picking different shells to call home for the time being. I also noticed that the creature uses its own hands to hold up the head and force a smile onto the bodies it takes over. Like it's mimicking a person, but it's an awful attempt to blend in. Also, the fact that the main character survives is an unexpected subversion for this kind of story. The creature realistically can't hold on to a moving car and doesn't even attempt to chase after it, which, in some horror shorts and horror movies, the creature would teleport and just be there, or already be on the car. Then we see it scramble to find a body and continue what it was doing when we first saw it. The mystery of what this thing is fascinates me, and the inevitable horror of a rampage it will go on when it reaches a town or a city is just dreadful to think about. David Romero understands horror so well, and he's had so many hits. I'll have to dive into more of his shorts that I love in the future, but this one is one of my favorites, so it had to go first. At some point, I'd love to see David directing a live-action movie with this creature as the antagonist. But yeah, that's Pleasant Inn, one of my favorite horror shorts on YouTube. Go check out the original and support David Romero because he's been killing it on here for a while now. I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.